Portland be the 18th team in Major League Soccer.
It's the City of Portland's championship.
It is great to be home.
Sports Sunday with Orlando Sanchez. Sponsored by 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
What is good, everyone? Welcome to Sports Sunday. My name is Orlando, alongside the one and only Art Edwards.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing this Sunday?
Feeling good.
Me too, man. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start the show with the biggest story in the NBA. Dame time has run out in Rip City. The face of the franchise and arguably the greatest Portland Trailblazer of all time traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Most were in shock when the news broke Wednesday, not because Damian Lillard was traded, but where he was going. Lillard's desired destination was Miami ever since his trade request went public back in July. Through all the national reports, the rumors, the speculation, most did not mention the Milwaukee Bucks as Lillard's landing spot. For many, this comes out of nowhere. Here's what the blockbuster trade looked like. 3-team deal. Originally, here it is. They received all-star guard Drew Holiday and Suns center DeAndre Ayton, as well as other assets. On the other hand, the Blazers say goodbye to Yusuf Nurkic, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson, sending them to Phoenix. The Blazers weren't done. After getting all-star guard Drew Holiday, they flipped him to the Boston Celtics this morning in exchange for center Robert Williams III, who ESPN says Portland wants to keep. Oh, yeah. They also got veteran guard and reigning sixth man of the year Malcolm Brogdon, as well as a couple of first-round picks. Here's a look at Portland's final return on the Damian Lillard trade. There's a lot of assets. The Blazers picked up 3 first-round picks, 2 pick swaps, along with 4 players, and there's a chance the front office may not be done. Let's bring in friend of the show, one half of the Jack Ramsey's podcast, 1080 The Fans, Danny Morang. Here's his take on how the front office handled the past few months.
I'll be honest. The exit interviews, I thought Joe Cronin and the Trailblazers were a little too bold in their proclamations about building around Damian Lillard and making promises that came back to bite them. Obviously, they draft Scoot Henderson. They use all their draft picks on draft night. They weren't able to swing a trade to build around Damian Lillard, which led us down this road. However, I think from that point on, I think they've rebounded and I think they've handled things very well when they set the outline for we are going to do what's best for the Portland Trailblazers organization. I think in the end, we'll make the evaluation, but I think they have the bones of getting an acceptable to plus return for the best player in their franchise's history.
All right, Art, so what'd you think about the return the Blazers get in this trade?
Yeah, I like what they got. You know what? They don't have anything to worry about at the center position anymore because they've got 2 guys who are going to play in that position, and they might still have some work to get done and a lot of draft picks now.
Art, you were calling for Ayton for quite some time.
Yes.
What do you like about Ayton?
That he's so athletic and he's young, and as long as his attitude is okay, as long as he's getting along with everybody, I think he'll be a real asset.
25 years old,
yes,
and a rim runner and rim finisher.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about Malcolm Brogdon?
He's not staying with the Blazers. I just don't see that. Already have enough guards. I know he's the reigning sixth man of the year, but I see an opportunity for them to pick up more assets, maybe an older player who might be able to help some, and probably draft picks.
Right, that's what other teams will be interested in. Brogdon in particular, who's 30 years old, whereas most of the players on the Blazers roster are 25 and under.
Right.
We joked about this, but if you're old enough to buy beer, Joe Cronin probably doesn't want you on the team right now.
You can't play him
because this is a young team, a real rebuilding squad, and clearly the front office wants as many assets as possible, a.k.a. first-round draft picks.
Yes.
All right, let's do this. Let's give Dame his flowers. Portland's point guard, the letter O, 11 seasons in Rip City. When the game was on the line, we all knew it was Dame time. Memories that will live on forever.
9/10 left. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good! Good! Picked up by Ingram. Lillard. This is for the win.
5 seconds left. Covington trying to get it to Dame. He puts it on the floor. Step back three from Dame. Oh! Painted! Damian Lillard!
Lillard with 47 tonight. Working it down to 2-1. A deep three.
Oh! What?
Blazers win the series. A walk-off three from Lillard.
There's a long list of accolades from the franchise's all-time leading scorer, 71 points in a single game, Olympic gold medalist, and member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team. That alone makes him one of the greatest to ever play here. But the lasting impact Lillard made in Rip City goes beyond basketball. The way he embraced Portland separates him from other Blazers legends, connecting with the community. Everyone has a Dame story. His respect program, uplifting students at Portland area high schools, pulling up to a park with a U-Haul filled with sneakers to give away to kids, leading thousands across the Morrison Bridge, marching against racial injustice, and those were just some of the stories that were public. Lillard posted a heartfelt letter to Rip City on his social media pages. Check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Art, you've covered Dame for years.
Yes.
Any stories stand out to you?
Well, you know what? When he got his degree from Weber State, that was something his mom really wanted him to do. He forgot to tell her. He said they were standing in the kitchen when one of his other relatives called and told her.
What was the look on his face when he mentioned that?
Oh, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, Damian Lillard has been such a pro with the media over the years and has really been the gold standard.
No doubt.
Never, regardless of good day, bad day, he's been steady this entire time, a true pro. And I remember one of my first ever interviews here at KGW was a one-on-one with Damian Lillard back when we were the flagship of the Portland Trail Blazers. And I remember just being so nervous getting ready for that interview and talking to him. And I remember one thing that has stood out to this day that has resonated with me, regardless of who we've been talking to, who we interview, high school, pro, you name it. And he was just like, I want to be treated fairly.
Yeah.
That has always stuck with me. And that kind of tells you the kind of dude that Damian Lillard was. So obviously the fans are going to miss him. And I know we are too.
Oh, yeah.
And him being able to be so insightful with his sound bites and things like that. So.
Oh, yes.
On to the Milwaukee Bucks. It is Dame time in Milwaukee. A hero's welcome for the letter O. The Bucks playing host to a rally outside the arena on Saturday. Milwaukee showed out. Damian Lillard receiving lots of love, arriving in his new city. Lillard got to see his locker, get his jersey. The Bucks even showed a video of him getting shots up at their practice facility. Art, I don't know about you, man, but it's going to take a while to get used to seeing this.
Ooh, it sure is to see him in a green uniform.
Yeah.
That's going to be strange. Really
Man,
strange.
that team is going to be loaded.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think they're now the favorites to win it all, or are you going to take Boston?
Well, until today, I was thinking Milwaukee, but now I'm not so sure.
Odds makers pretty even
Yes, they
on
are.
those two, rightfully so. Smart move by the Trailblazers, sending all that talent east.
Yes.
Now they don't have to worry about
deal
them.
with it. Right.
All right, folks, we got much more Sports Sunday still to come. Did you think we forgot about the Ducks and Beavers? Come on now. Both got big wins Saturday. We look at what's ahead for Oregon and Oregon State. Plus, the Timbers and Thorns both played big matches with playoff implications, but we've got mixed results for Soccer City, USA. Beaver Nation, what's good? The Oregon State Beavers bounced back in a big way under the Friday night lights of Research Stadium. The Beavers took down 10th-ranked Utah 21-7. The Utes were without starting QB Cam Rising, and the Beavs shut them down. While Silas Bolden found the end zone twice, and the win puts Oregon State back in the Pac-12 title mix. OSU now 4-1, handing Utah its first loss. Next up, the Bees visit Cal Saturday. The Golden Bears coming off a 3-point win over Arizona State. Art, your thoughts on OSU's performance?
Yeah, they did exactly what they needed to do. They played the game the way they need to. You don't get way behind. You grind it out. You pound the other team into submission.
What a bounce back for them after a tough loss at Washington State. What'd you think about the way the defense stepped up?
Well, I love the way the defense played in this one. I mean, you know what? They were handcuffed, Utah was, without Cam Rising, but still, defense took advantage of that and really kind of controlled things.
You think this was a statement win for them?
Absolutely.
Man, all right. Well, the last time the Oregon Ducks made the trip to Stanford, they were 4-0, ranked 3rd in the nation, but got caught slipping, losing in overtime to the Cardinal. This year, the 9th-ranked Ducks were in a similar position on the farm, at least for a little while. The Ducks were having flashbacks. Just 6 yards of offense in the first quarter. Stanford built a 6-0 lead to open the second, but that's when the Ducks flipped the script. Didn't allow a single point after that. The Ducks defense collected 5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, while the offense scored touchdowns on 6 of 7 drives. No upset alert, no trap game. Ducks take care of business 42-6. They've opened the season 5-0 for the first time since 2013. Next up, the Ducks visit number 7 Washington in a top 10 matchup October 14th. They've got a week off. Just don't call it that for head coach Dan Lanning.
Yeah, we're not going into bye week. We're going into work week, right? Our guys know what our goals are, what we have to accomplish, right? And, a lot of their teams are going to relax this week. We're going to get better, right? And, we start exactly how we expect to start, right? But we're about to go play a real opponent there. Those guys are playing good ball up north, so we got to bring our best. It's got to be one of our great preparations.
The Ducks defense really stepped up.
It did. You know what? And that was one of my big concerns at the start of the season was, would the defense be any good this year? Because it was sort of the weak link last year.
What do you think about this matchup with UW?
It's going to be a tough one, but you know what? I think the Ducks have enough to do it. I think the defense is playing well enough, and we know the offense is lights out.
Clicking on all cylinders.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you saw UW face Arizona.
Yeah, a little tighter than I thought it would have been, and I thought there were some things that maybe said, yeah, they're not great.
Battle of Undefeateds cannot wait. Hey, do you know Taylor Swift?
What?
At MetLife Stadium tonight? She's a warm-up act for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Couldn't even say that with a straight face. They play the Giants tomorrow, Monday Night Football. It's been more than a year since this play ended Jamal Adams' season in Week 1, almost ended his career. Adams was in a cast for like 20 weeks, told reporters he seriously considered retirement. Instead, he worked his way back, and it's the culmination of all that work will be on display on national TV.
Good for him.
You know what time it is, Art?
Oh, yeah.
Let's take our weekly trip around the NFL. Massive comebacks, division rivalry, and a walk-off rule today.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. We make our way to the San Francisco Bay Area. 49ers hosting Arizona. Christian McCaffrey put on a show. Woo. He scored a career-high 4 touchdowns. Are you kidding me there? 3 running, 1 receiving. Brock Purdy, sensational, 20 of 21 and a touchdown pass. 49ers win 35-16, their 14th regular season win in a row.
Whoa.
Big game, though, next Sunday against Dallas, right here on KGW.
Yeah. Hey, let's move on over to Soldier Field in Chicago. 2 winless teams, the Bears and the Broncos, bad football teams. Chicago built a 21-point lead before the Broncos came to life. Russell Wilson tossed 3 touchdown passes. This would close the deficit to 7. Then the defense got the job done. Justin Fields fumbled, scoop and score for Jonathan Cooper. That tied it. A field goal won it. Broncos win their first game 31-28, the final.
All right, Art, let's take a trip upstate New York. Battle of heavyweights between the Bills and Dolphins. Josh Allen threw 4 touchdown passes, 3 of them to Stephon Diggs. Allen ran for another TD. The Bills never trailed and routed the Dolphins 48-20. Safety DeMar Hamlin appeared in his first game since going into cardiac arrest during a game January 2nd. Both teams now 3-1.
Hey, let's go a little bit west to Indianapolis and Lucas Oil Stadium for a wild one between the Colts and the Rams. Colts led, they rallied from 23 points down to tie the game and sent it to overtime. But that's when Matthew Stafford and rookie sensation Puka Nacua called game. 22-yard connection with a walk-off win for Los Angeles. Nacua had 163 yards receiving and that touchdown for the day. Rams win 29-23. Nacua has 39 receptions, most for a player in his first 4 games. We'll be right back.
Cagnoni from his own blue line, chipped it across the Seattle blue line, picked up by Shelter, centers it right on goal, and he scores out of the corner. He beats Ratzlaff at the near post.
The Portland Winterhawks lit the lamp 6 times on the road against Seattle on Saturday night. They beat Seattle 6-1, ruined the Thunderbirds' banner-raising ceremony for winning the WHL championship last year. Winterhawks opened up their home season Friday night against the Everett Silvertips. It is your Toyota Sunday Sizzle.
Always fun to do that against your
Yeah.
It was a huge night of soccer for both the Portland Timbers and Portland Thorns, playing pivotal matches in the push for the playoffs. We start with the Timbers visiting the LA Galaxy. This game was downright offensive. Goals galore. Both squads went shot for shot, a combined 5 goals in the first half. The Timbers down 3-2 until the 76th. That's when Felipe Mora delivers the equalizer, and the match ends in a 3-3 draw. Portland secures a point on the road against a quality opponent. The Timbers' unbeaten streak now at 7 matches. They haven't lost a match in over a month. Now sit 7th and above the playoff line with 2 matches left. Back at Providence Park, first place in a playoff berth on the line for the Portland Thorns and the San Diego Wave. Thorns didn't have it, giving up 2 goals in the first half. Despite having a few chances, they never really broke through, and the Thorns get shut out 2-0 at home. San Diego takes over first place in the NWSL standings and clinches a playoff spot, while the Thorns drop to 2nd, and they'll have another shot to clinch next week against Gotham.
Hey, a nice day for a run today. Thousands of people took part in the Portland Marathon and Half Marathon. The women's winner, Rachel Biltoft. She finished in just under 3 hours. Men's winner was Matt Spear. He ran the race in just under 2 hours and 28 minutes. The Portland Marathon has been around since 1972. Here's a little Pac-12 basketball. Oregon ranked 6th in some polls, 7th in others, hosting Washington State, also ranked 6th in some and 7th in others. Big-time matchup and atmosphere at Matthew Knight Arena. Wazoo would take the first set. Second set was Oregon. Carson Bacon, the redshirt freshman, dropping the hammer for the Ducks. The match was tied at a set apiece. In the third set, it was back and forth. Cougs take the third set, 29-27. Oregon's 20-match home win streak comes to an end.
Whoa.
In the WNBA, the New York Liberty advanced to the WNBA Finals today. They beat Connecticut 87-84 in Game 4 of the best-of-5 series. Sabrina Ionescu and the Liberty will take on the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA Finals, New York's first trip to the Finals in 21 years. They start next Sunday. We'll be right back.
Okay, did anyone see this? You didn't get up at 6 o'clock this morning. You missed the Falcons and Jaguars meeting up in Andy's room. The cast of Toy Story, including Slinky Dog as the first down chains, bringing us the game. This seriously happened. The two teams were playing in London and animated in real time into the backdrop of Toy Story. The Jaguars beat the Falcons 23-7. For those who are wondering, our resident Falcons fan producer Craig was indeed up to watch this game and is now regretting doing so. What do you think of this, Art?
I thought it was really a lot of fun. I didn't watch a lot of it, but you know, I got a taste of it, and I thought, hey, this is fun. This is cool. I could see it could get kids really involved in watching. Yeah,
totally. I think that was a brilliant move on the NFL's part to try and get kids into the game before they get older. Because I was hooked on it. I'm like, wait. How do we get some Toy Story gear and stuff like that?
I want some of that for our show.
I know, that was pretty neat. That's a new assignment for editor Andy.
Yes.
Turn us into those animated characters.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Mariners fans. Maybe next year. Good night, everyone.